Hi there again, everybody, and welcome back to the auction aftermath. This is from yesterday's sale, which took place on the 12th. I think it was the 12th, yeah. 12th of October. And you can hear from my voice, it was quite a long day. And the fact that we went out last night as well doesn't always help. But do you know what? What a cracking sale once again. The room was extremely busy yesterday. Loads and loads of people in there. But then, do you know what? We had a really good sale. I think, we had all the pine and everything in. And although, some stuff made some real money, I thought there were some real bargains in there this week as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you a quick look through the auction. Not going to make this one as long as normal. I've got loads to do today. We're so busy as we lead up to this shutdown, as we've got to get all the auctions through. And don't forget, we have, of course, got the big auction taking place this coming Wednesday, 16th of October. You can get involved with the bidding now on that one right now at easyliveauction.com. Go to Prestige on there and look at the catalogue. You can already bid, and then it leads up to the finale on Wednesday, which is a 935 lot auction online. Could be about 10-hour auction. So some people won't have that sort of time to sit around and watch the auction, so it might be a good idea to get your bids in early. And then, of course, you can be involved. We're doing pack and sends for anyone that does watch us from away. You can get involved with that auction, which is nice, and buy some of the auction stuff that you can't normally get your hands on. Okay, also, anybody that follows us on YouTube, we did the podcast, not episode 2 the other day, and we did the challenge. Now, if you look behind me there, under that blanket is the stuff that me and Chris bought. So we'll be filming the podcast actually tomorrow. So we'll be going through the items that we bought, but that doesn't go out till Friday. Give us a chance to edit it and get sorted and all the rest of it. So the podcast will be going out on Friday night at 8 p.m. and you'll be able to see what we bought. And well, by then, to be fair, we'll have already started selling it. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can make a profit. Anyway, this is an auction aftermath. So let's have a look at what happened yesterday. Well, I think that this one here, this lion, I actually thought this would have made more money. I'll be honest, because I loved it. I thought it was just something a little bit different. How many people do you know that's got one of these at the house and or for the garden or whatever? And it's just a really cool thing. So that lion there, I think it did... I want to say it did 42 quid, something like that. But if it did, then it did. But and then the waiter there, well, he did okay, I suppose. He did a few quid. Oh, I've moved on one lot. There you go. There's the radio control waiter. Now, a lot of this stuff that we cleared this last week was from one property. So a lot of the stuff was quite interesting, to be honest. I mean, the place that we cleared used to be a guest house, as well as a private residence as well. That I thought was cheap yesterday. That Mead go-to telescope. This make of stuff. We've got some of this in the special sale on Wednesday. This is not cheap gear. I think somebody got a bit of a bargain with that one, and. Well, the great thing is they'll be able to go away and make some money, and that's what, this job can be all about sometimes. Let me just get my microphone set up a bit better. So, we then went through the box of assorted. Once again, old, what are these called? Furbies. They were doing some money again. People seem to like these old Furbies for whatever reason. Although, that one and that one... Oh, lost a picture there. Did okay, but that one didn't do as much money, so I'm sure there's a reason for that. I'm sure that it's not as rare or whatever. This was nice. That was the Beatles Russian dolls there, and then we came down and we went through the cosmetics and things and all sort of the boxes of assorted and some interesting bits and bobs. There was something that was a bit cheap up there, I thought. Was a bag of programs anyway that was okay, and then we got on to the shelving units, and then again, the person that bought these, has got a real opportunity to make money because they bought all of them. So when you look at all this lot here and think, well, there's so many pairs of shoes. Well, when you're buying in bulk like that, you're secure in the marketplace, so nobody locally really is going to be able to sell them against you because you've got them all. Hopefully that person will do okay on those. Royal Albert bits and bobs did okay. One or two, I think that one there did some money as well. These old ladies, old sort of porcelain ladies and things don't seem to do the money that they used to do. But that one seemed to do okay, so there must have been something a little bit special about that. Safes did okay. The safes that all these safes that we had here all came from that house. They was all used for storing ammunition in because he had a firearms license, and of course there are certain regulations. So he kept all these ammunition in fireproof safe, which makes a lot of sense, to be honest. Commando magazines, they did okay. Again, these small sort of military style comics from yesteryear, they always seem to do a few bob. So again, another one to look out for. Then there's the big shredder. That was ours. We'd put it in because we'd upgraded ours. We've got the boxes of books. Once again, we're doing well at Prestige Auctions. You know, some books do sell at auction, not all. So, you know, we do knock a lot of books back because they're just not good enough. But these ones that have been coming in from this particular company have been doing quite well, particularly the Ladybird books as well. These Ladybird books are ones to look out for, but the thing is, you're buying in quantity here. Look at all those. You know, that is a banana box full of Ladybird books. So as we came down, more and more books, then the cassettes, they all sold as well. And then I'm trying to find one or two of the interesting bits. That I quite like that. I thought that was cheap yesterday. You know, somebody got a bit of a bargain with that one, and they'll be able to go away. If they're not keeping it, they'll be able to make some money on that, I am sure. Then we did again Ladro and Neo. It's just fallen away at the moment. Don't be getting too excited about buying that, guys, because ultimately it's not making the money at the moment. That's not to say it won't in the future, but I think generally speaking for now, try and avoid. This one here was the little Italian glassware set. That did okay. That did a few quid. And as we come down here, there was one or two pieces. See, we purposely didn't put any jewellery in this week's auction, okay? We have got jewellery ready to go in, but we didn't put it in because we had the double viewing on Friday, and trying to manage two jewellery cabinets, one in here and one through there, is actually quite tricky when it comes to the staff. So you just you pulled from pillar to post. So there will be more jewellery in next week's auction. In fact, just out of sight of your camera view here, down here, I've got some of the jewellery ready for next week's auction already that I've been working on this morning. So as we come down here, one or two of the signs did okay, and the mirrors, the stuff through the centre of the room, which is the new way we do things. All the balls sold, all the teddies sold this week, so that was good. And then when you look here, you've got stainless steel pans. Now, anyone that's had to buy these damn things they cost a lot of money. So if you can pick a job lot up like that in an auction room, they can be quite cheap, certainly compared to what you're going to pay in the shops. Action figures again, again this week. Boxes of toys, these sort of toys, collectible toys, they was all doing okay. They was doing fair money. So again, but still with profit left in them. So, you know, people are making the right decisions, buying the stuff, ready to go and resell it on some of the other resale sites. As we come down here, we did the cabinet. There's a few bits in there. We had the few what they're called, BB guns and that this week for airsoft or whatever it's called. Once again, these were doing decent money. The DVD and VHS players, they always seem to do okay if they're the right models. So, and they were in particularly good condition this week as well. The chicken pot, that sold, which is good. Not everyone knew what that was, but you put your chicken in it and roast that one. Quite a nice thing. And then all the different bits and bobs of kitchenware were selling okay, I thought, this week. They weren't bad at all. Certainly where forbid, you know, if you're going to go out and spend the sort of money you got to pay in the shops for this stuff, why wouldn't you come to the auction and buy it? So as we come down here, let's have a look what else we got. We had all the kitchen stuff. We had the debate about the pasta maker. We had some cameras and stuff. And then one or two of these little bits did okay as well. One I particularly liked was that one there, was the cheetah. Been carved out of a piece of wood. Cheetah running down the log there, or the tree, or whatever it was. These did some money. These were sort of 40, 50, 60 quid a box, something like that. But it was old die-cast that people can either sell as it is or do up. So again, you know, if you used to look at that, some people chuck that sort of stuff away. Oh, it's no good, that. Don't do it. Bring it down to Prestige Auctions. Let us sell it for you. We have got buyers for this kind of thing. The ammo boxes did okay. And then through here, onto the crafting stuff. Well, these crafting things here, they always seem to do fair money as well, because they're they're bloody expensive to buy. This crafting malarkey is not a cheap hobby. And people will spend the money on it. I know Lisa had taken over at this point, but I was sat eating my dinner. I did see some of these going through on the internet. So, the mirrors and that did okay. Baby Sham, and I think there was Gordon's and what have you. And then we got into the middle room and started selling all the boxes of assorted. I can't say I see all those go through, so I'm not sure. I think Lisa would have done okay with them. I'm sure there was a few not sold. There was a few boxes of miscellaneous in there. And then the PV stuff, all the monitors and the speakers and everything did okay, but it's never going to do loads of money. The reason being is everything is updated these days. This is older hat stuff. I see that go through. I think that did a few quid. That was doing sort of 40, 50 quid from what I heard. And then I don't know if the first big wine rack sold. I know the one I tried to sell, I couldn't get it away, so I don't know what that one did. So we came through here, all of this stuff here sold okay, various bits and bobs. I don't know, I'd love to know, I need to have a look actually, see how much these did. I thought these were going to be the decent pieces. Didn't know if there was... they would have been expensive, I would have thought, to buy. Whether they made much in the auction, I don't know. I was fancying a bid on them myself, but I missed them, so... That's the auction for you. Then there was Hoover parts and the bikes. Again, I didn't see those go through. Lisa was on those bits, so I don't know how they did. Hopefully okay. And then the boxes of tools, of course. All the reasons why you guys should be getting yourself down to the auction, all these mixed boxes, and pillar drills and stuff like that. Why are people not coming to buy some of this stuff and bidding on it when they're just going out and buying it new? It's just a bit crazy, I think, but there you go. I would say that. I'm an auctioneer. So as we come down here, more various items, more various tools. We came onto the front table. I tell you what did struggle, which quite surprised me, was the trailer. I don't know where it is actually. Where's the trailer? Don't know where it's gone. But anyway, the trailer struggled a little bit, which surprised me because it was an half decent trailer, that high back or highish side, so it could have held quite a few bits. Lots of interesting bits on the front table this week. The Boosie and Hawks clarinet, that did a few quid. And the Pokemon stuff, some of that was making some money. I don't know anything about the stuff. My son does, but I ain't got a clue. The ZX Spectrum, so the vintage gaming, as always, does okay. You're never going to go far wrong with that. That was quite a good box. That had the rare pink controller in there, but it had a PS2 and a PS1 in there as well. So a good lot. I think it did about 50 quid, something like that. Probably still cheap. I don't know, but the old Teddies, they sold okay as well, considering they're absolutely battered. But people do love the old Teddies. As we come down here, we had more pictures, and then we had the guns. Then the boxes of records, well, some of them did really well, and then some did next to nothing. So, it just depends what's in them. The stamps did okay this week as well. And then we did some fair money on all the appliances this week as well that we had in. We had a big chest freezer, a big range, although I think that was cheap. I think the washer was cheap. And then the dryer made about 40 odd quid, 42, 44 quid. And then we got onto, of course, the fabulous furniture. We had the gun cabinet first. The gun cabinet did okay. I think that was 60 odd quid, which is not bad money for one of those these days. You can pick them up. With the big fridge there, was it a Bosch one? The big Bosch fridge. Again, these are going to be a few £100 each if you buy them in the shop. And then the 1960s cabinet, that was in such mint condition, that one, for its age, a nice piece. And then the modern pine grandfather clock, bit of a war on for that. I think that made 75, 80 quid, something like that. And when, they consider them not over popular these days, but that was a modern version. This here was the piece that I'd raved on about at the thing. This was custom built for the guy's house, and it would have cost him a serious amount of money, but it was so tall. So many people loved it. So many people would have wanted it, but so many people just won't be able to get it in the house. It's as simple as that. Even though it did come into pieces, it's just so tall. But it's going off to a new home with one of our customers. Wardrobes, then we've got onto the magnificent pine, of course. Well, the pine shelves, the pine shelving units, the pine display cabinets, everything that this guy had was pine, and it was all good quality. When you look at this sort of stuff, You know, if you're not buying this from auction, you're gonna buy it. If you're gonna buy it in the shops brand new, it's gonna cost you a lot of money. So again, another mobility scooter, another 700 odd quid this week in this one. We are getting some good mobility scooters through the room, which is good for everybody because they cost a lot of money brand new. Then we got onto these nicely finished, nicely carved units here. This one here, I think it was a drinks cabinet, and this one here, which was the bureau. And a lot of people fancied that. It was quite a nice thing, modern-ish, but still nice. Then we got onto the solid pine, of course, and some of this solid pine was just top quality furniture, real thick pieces of pine, real heavy duty. You know, look at that. I mean, these made about 100, 110, 120 quid each, something like that. But why wouldn't there? They know they're 350, 400 quid each in the shops or whatever. So, and you know, when just look back at it, look at the condition it's in. You know, it's not battered, it's in really good condition. So the only difference you're going to get from buying it brand new to that is somebody delivering it to your house and taking your money off you. You know, more money than what you need to spend. This one here, look at the length for that. That was a, you know, what, 4, 8, 12 drawer unit. Heavy, must say that one heavy. And that one that literally is being loaded up on a van as we speak. As we come down here, there was more and more of the fantastic pine furniture. And then we came down here. That was nice. That was a 2-seater bed settee with a single chair. And then we got onto that lovely bench that did over £100. Nice old bench, that one. Not super old, but looks the part. Really, really nicely weathered as well. So, and then here we moved on to the His and Hers Chesterfields. Again, rare design, this one, with the different sort of wing backs on them. Again, good condition, right amount of wear, no damage as such. So I think they did, I want to say they did about 200 quid each, something like that, somewhere around there. And then we did the pine 4-poster bed. That was a nice piece as well. And then also the beds, all the beds did fair money this week. Cheap still, 50, 60 quid, whatever. But for a bed like that, yeah, it's cheap, innit? It's just so cheap. And then you come down here, and that pretty much brought us to the end of the auction. Well, we enjoyed yesterday's auction. We was rushing around a bit. I mean, I literally had to, because we had so many deliveries, I literally had to stay at the auction last night while Lisa went home and got ready to go out. And I had to stay and then literally get picked up from here in the taxi because it was just such a busy day. Loads of deliveries to do, loads of people happy with the stuff. And we had a great day. We had a good auction. Now, we are moving into this next week now where things are going to get really, really tricky. We've got loads to do. We've got sneak peeks to do tomorrow. We've got a room to fill. We've got podcasts to film tomorrow. And we've also got a massive auction on Wednesday. Now, on Tuesday night at 7 p.m, we are going to be filming live from Prestige Auctions. Live in this room here. We're going out live on YouTube, which is something we don't often do. But this is to answer any of your questions you might have about the sale the next day. If you can't get to the auction or whatever, then do get in touch with us and send us your questions or come on the live feed and we'll look at the live feed and tell you what we think about the items. So there you go. Thanks everybody once again this week for supporting us. We really do appreciate it, and we are looking forward to this next week, even though it's busy over the next 2 weeks. There's 2 Saturday auctions left before we go on a 2-week shutdown. So if you are a trader or a reseller or anything else, side hustler, get your stock built up for while we're away. We will be filming content for while we're away, so everything keeps up to date. And me and Lisa are going to be overseas, and we will be doing some special filming while we're over there as well, which we're looking forward to. So everybody, thanks once again for coming to Prestige Auctions, leaving your bids. And of course, mainly for supporting us on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is starting to grow now, which is great. Keep hitting that subscribe button, keep hitting that notification button, leave some comments, and give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. And we'll catch you all very soon at the auction.